But what did y'all see from the game, though?
Who want to take it first?
Max Strus left his jumper in Miami.
Yeah.
Or Boston, wherever he last had it at. He if he would have hit at least half of his attempts, he probably would have. They probably would have been, because they only lost by, what was it, 9?
Something like that, 11-9.
Yeah.
Something like that. Close. It was close. It wasn't as bad as it was in the third quarter.
If he hits 3 of those 7 threes that he missed in the first half, that's 9 points accounted for, right? But it was just like, it was a fast game. I watched it was halftime in like 35 minutes. There was no fouls. But at the end of the game, Miami only attempted 2 free throws the whole game. Correct. So it was, I don't know if it was because the refs were just letting them play, or there wasn't really anything to call for real. But it was just a really fastly played game. I don't think we see that again. I think the physicality bumps up in the next couple of games. But that was I think that's my crazy nugget from that game, is that how fast it was and how hands off the refs were.
Yeah, probably the Heat probably beg to differ, because I think they had 2. You said they had 2 free throws. Nuggets had what, 23?
20.
They shot 20.
They shot 20.
They shot 20 of them.
I'm sure that the Heat feel like that number itself is kind of lopsided. I think that now I do think that has something to do with them shooting so many jump shots. Caleb Martin wasn't the Caleb Martin that we saw, for the whole series in Boston. And like Chris said, Strus just was a no-show. If he's not making jumpers like that, then he's going to play himself off the floor. But the thing that I took from it is, like Mel said, the Nuggets looked like they were going to run them out the gym. Honestly, third quarter, it was up a 21-point game, and I'm thinking, okay, is this going to be how the whole series goes? Because if that's the case, then there's a talent disparity. But I do think that Spo is great at making adjustments. I think that they'll drive to the cup a lot more, because they don't have a real rim protector in Denver at all. They don't have one. They just don't play with one. I think JaMychal Green is on their bench, but he don't see no time on the floor. People need the closest thing they got to one. So I think it's going to be a better series going forward, because I think, like you said, Miami will bump up the physicality. Stopping that 2-man game with Jokic and Jamal Murray going to be tough no matter what. But you can't let Aaron Gordon come out and score 14 first half points. Like, when you do that, then you kind of setting yourself up, because Joker, like you said, he was kind of passive in the first half. Like, I think he only took like 5 shots in the first half, and they were up like double digits. So I think Miami's going to have to bump up the physicality. They got to drive to the cup. And if they don't do that, then I think we'll see more of the same.
It's weird, because, like, I know we already said the free throw difference between both teams, but if you really look at it, I think that's almost like a 14-point swing if you look at just the attempt shots. So it's like to me, I can't ignore that thing, because, like, I know the refs weren't giving Miami the whistle. And my thing is, especially with Jimmy, he's not a 3-point shooter, so he's trying to get to the rim. And so I'm like, some of these calls, I'm like, yo, where the foul at? And so I think it kind of played into Miami's way of trying to score, because, Bam starting to take fadeaway turnaround shots. I'm like, bro, get to the, attack the rim. Like, it's there for you. Like, go get it. And so it was like, I feel like they got in their mind, like, yo, these refs ain't calling the call, so why even trying to get these easy buckets? Which my thing is continue to do it. Force them to blow the whistle. Force them to make the calls that they're fouling you, because you can't tell me when you an attacking rim team like Miami, you're going to get fouled pretty much every time you attack the rim, and it's up to the refs to blow the whistle. So just don't go away from it. Keep attacking. And I think they were sailing with trying to get the 3-point shots to get back in the game, because they weren't getting the calls, and it seemed like they was getting desperate. We're like, well, I guess we're just going to jack up threes to try to close that gap. We're not getting the calls. Let's try to shrink this lead down. And so I think that's the mindset that it looked like from my point of view of how Miami played it. But I'm actually not worried about Miami. I actually picked them to at least get 2 games. I picked Nuggets at 6, but that's just pure off of because Spo is such a great coach, like Zoe said. He's going to coach them up, and they just they may not have the talent, but they got something that you can't put on the stat sheet, and that's effort, hard.
It's dogs, man.
Dogs. Yeah. So I mean, that's what's going to keep them in the series, but I'm interested to see how the whistle going to go in game 2 because I'm like
that whistle is very important, man, and it's crazy because something you mentioned that it seemed like Miami, once they realized how the ref was calling it, they kind of adjusted their game and stopped going to the hole. That's what they did when they lost 3 straight games to Boston. The whistle changed, and Miami was like, okay, we're gonna wait for it to come back our way. We're gonna keep playing. We won't play our game. We won't be going to the hole because we know if we keep going to the hole, they're gonna allow them to do whatever they want to do to us. And that's going to turn into more turnovers. If you look at the turnover game last night, they only had 8. Right, that's not bad. So they only had 8 turnovers. They was taking care of the ball. And imagine if they was going to the hole and they were just getting pushed around and they throwing up bad shots. Man, they really got blown out, right? So I think they're letting the game come to them. Jimmy Butler don't mind having a 13-point game because he know. Look, man, it is what it is. We got to wait till it swing our way. And that's what they did against Boston, man. But I got to point out, man, two free throw attempts, that is crazy.
That's crazy.
2 free throw attempts. And some of that was on Miami, some of that was on the refs. Because I seen times where Miami one of their guards would come off a high screen and Jokic would switch on them. And the floor is spread, and they got Jokic. They got Jokic on the island that they can go, and they wouldn't attack Jokic. Jokic only had 1 foul.
That's crazy.
He only had 1 foul.
That's crazy.
And this coming from a player that's not that good at defense, who don't move his feet as well. And you got people in Miami that can attack the rim. They're scared to go to the rim and challenge him at the rim because they know if we get contact on that big fella, more than likely we're not gonna get the foul. And the shots that you was mentioning that Bam Adebayo was taking is because Jokic is giving him those shots. Like he's backing all the way into the paint because he know
that little 15-foot free throw line extended jump shot. He giving it to him. Yeah,
he giving it to him. So he kind of got to take it. It's an interesting chess match. I think a small adjustment because Aaron Gordon coming out there and giving them what they gave 12 points in the first quarter was real crazy. So if they can make an adjustment where he's not having a mismatch so much, because I think what they're doing is they're letting Bam guard Jokic one-on-one without a double, right? Bam got 4 fouls, right? So a couple of them I'm looking at like, I don't think that was a foul, right? But he got 4 fouls. Jokic only got 1. They're not doubling, and then they're switching as well. And sometimes Aaron Gordon is getting caught with somebody like Gabe Vincent on, right? So they just got to figure that out. I think they found something with Hightower when they put Hightower in the game
on defense.
Yeah. He on defense he was always legit. He was long and agile and willing to play the defense. But then he hit some shots last night too. And if he can hit some shots, he can stay in the game.
Yeah, supposed to have to help up his minutes.
Yeah. I think him. I thought we would see Kevin Love. We didn't see Kevin Love much.
I think we will.
I don't know. I think that the injury he had against Boston. And he's also older, so he might slow down a little bit because he didn't even get in the game last night. So, but I'm also I don't know if you get into this, but I saw that Tyler Hero, he's gonna test out the hand.
Yeah.
So when you see how the whistle went last night. All Tyler got to do is make 3 or 4 them shots or them 3-point shots. And
that'll help.
It's a different game.
That'll help. It ain't gonna help on defense, but I think Caleb Martin probably shot all his bullets out last game. Last series. I don't think we're gonna see that type of Caleb Martin, and this is to be perfect, to be able to get Hero his minutes back. Because if Caleb Martin was still performing like he was performing against Boston, now how do you even switch Hero in there and take his minutes?
Yeah, you
It'll
can't
be real hard.
You
Now
can't.
you probably have to shrink Duncan to get Tyler Hero in.
Yeah.